One of my favorite stories to tell is how MyOutDesk was an accident. And I'm curious if you could share your story. We started, you and I interviewed you, and you were the first virtual assistant that I ever hired. Mm-hmm. What was that like?
Well, at first, back in 2008, when we started, then virtual assistant was totally non-existent in the Philippines, right?
Yeah.
It was not even a career or an industry.
Yeah.
So it was really a leap of faith for me to apply. Mm-hmm. But there was just this personal situation in my family where I really want to be with my kid every day, 24/7. Mm-hmm. And the opportunity that MyOutDesk provided was there. Like, it exactly answered my need. So I said, I'll leave it to God and apply. So when we had our interview, it was such an amazing experience because it seemed so natural when you and I were talking.
Yeah.
It didn't even feel like an interview. It was just like us getting to know each other and see if we are a perfect match, right? The job description that you shared with me during the interview, I thought, oh, those are the things that I want to do in my career. And I think I have something to offer on the table to also make your life easier, right? So there.
What's interesting is virtual assistants wasn't a thing. And we're in 2024 now, and we're talking about virtual assistants, and 2/3 of all businesses have hired a virtual assistant now. So we're fast forwarding 15, 16 years.
Yes.
But back then, how did you know that you would add value? Like, what gave you the confidence? And I'm speaking to our virtual professionals who are thinking about applying. Like, what gave you the confidence to know that you could step into a business and add value?
First, my college degree, Daniel.
Yeah.
When I was in school, I was the secretary of our organization. So from that time on, I knew that I love doing reports, making presentation, leading a group of people. Mm-hmm. And yeah, that's exactly what the job offers, right?
Yeah.
Being in the real estate back then when we were starting, that is what I was doing for the company. I would do all the back-end paperwork, and I get to stay home, being focused for 9 hours of for 9 working hours, right? And then doing the Excel spreadsheet, coming up with the BPOs. It has analysis, so I'm happy that I am able to use my analytical skills. Mm-hmm. And not only that, I was able to apply my organizational skill and also the connection that we had. We were able to communicate with each other. You tell me what your needs are, and I'm just relieved and happy that I am able to provide it, do the service for the job that needs to be done. So there.
What about your previous working experience? Like you said, you'd worked for a couple outsourcing firms or BPO firms or something. How did that prepare you for a role as a virtual assistant?
Oh, it helped me so much. I felt that it was the prepping stage so that I'd be the most effective VA because before becoming your VA, I worked at a call center. So first, as an agent, I was taking phone calls for Dish Network. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that.
We have Dish, yeah.
So it's a TV service. It's like the Netflix right now, way back then. Mm-hmm. And I was like in the billing department. So I'm taking calls about their bills and all. And then after a year, I got promoted to be an assistant supervisor. So now I'm handling escalated calls. Mm-hmm. So for those upset customers.
Sure.
So I felt that that training provided me better communication skills so that I'll be able to connect more with the callers, right? And then after that, I was a supervisor. So I was able to learn or be better at handling people, managing their career, getting them from point A to be an agent, to be a coach like me someday.
Yeah.
Like instilling in them the values that I hope I would be able to share with them as they grow.
Yeah.
And that is exactly what happened. I was able to use all of those skills when I became a virtual assistant. But this time there's a really big difference, Daniel, because as an agent for a call center company, well, the setup in the Philippines is that there will be thousands and thousands of call center agents. And of course, it's going to be impossible to have a personal relationship with all of these people for the upper management and, the rank and files. So as expected, we will just be numbers for the company, right? Is this agent able to meet their average handling time, the QA? Is she coming every day? Is she present? Like that. So if there's an X mark in one of those, there will just be consequences.
Yeah.
And it's based on what the computer says, the data, right?
Yeah.
Unlike here, when we were working together, you ask about my family, how are you? Are you feeling well? Then if you, when you know that I'm sick, so you'll even tell me, hey, take a couple of hours, leave for the day, we'll be fine. You see me as a person, so that was really a big difference for me. And with that, it just gave me more passion to do my job better. And not only that, you even extended it to my boys, like my husband, my kids. You know their birthday, when it's Christmas, you greet them, and we are sharing milestone as we go along. Because at that time, you were also starting your own family.
Yeah.
And I was able to witness the love story between you and Whitney. And even your wife, she's so amazing. She reaches out. I clearly remember this one time when my son caught a pneumonia. And I was just starting with you. And I was so scared because I know I won't be able to go to work, right? And this was the time when we were just building our relationship. It really stuck to me because I messaged you and you said, yeah, it's okay, take the day off. Take care of your family first. And then when I came back, I didn't feel any anger or any disappointment that I was not there for the past shift and that. And the first thing that you even asked me is, how's Maddie boy? Is he okay? Do you need more time off? So that really made the difference, Daniel, because I know that I have found a friend, a brother even, more than just the work.
Yeah.
And I'm not just a paper or a calculator for you or a computer. So yeah.
And what did that do in terms of your work ethic and your want to win at the company? I'm just curious, because one of the challenges that we have is that, with 2,400 folks, 1,500 clients, is teaching our clients how to have that same care for we've rebranded now, it's virtual professional. In fact, I think there's a story about that for you. What did that do, the way you were treated, to your ability to perform in the business? How did that turn out for you?
Before, in my old company, the reason why I got turned off also, and part of the reason why I resigned was because even if my manager would have to cheat so that her agents would be able to meet the stats, they will do it. So it's against my values. So, and that is what I appreciated here with Mod, because we carry the same values: honesty, integrity at work. And I am able to practice this without any qualms, that I know at the end of the day, if my boss will find out that she is just being honest, so even if it is not the right answer or not the answer that I want to hear, but she needs to tell the truth, I will support her.
Yeah.
And then I am able to flourish because of that. I know that I can tell you anything that I feel and I won't be judged for it. And instead, you will encourage me to keep on doing so. Because of it, I think we are able to see things as it is and make improvements around it, and get us one step closer to be better, right? There. And performance-wise, Daniel, because of the kindness, the love that you have shown. And I feel that this is also the same for other VPs, because it's the story that I hear. We are treated right. We are treated like an equal professional, right? So because of that, we want to excel more. Like, we want to be better, we want to do more. Most probably you've heard this a lot of times. We have a small number of hours being tagged for overtime. But the hours that we are working, it's really more than that 8 hours. Sometimes I would even like log in to make sure that I was able to do the report properly, and if there's another idea that will come up, I'm gonna log back in and add it on. So, and we're not counting like, oh, this is 30 minutes, I should log it in, I should get paid for it because it's work, right? It's not like that. We are just after the outcome that everything we will be able to meet the goals. We'll be able to sell more houses. Yeah. Like that. So there, for performance, the encouragement, the motivation, the support, and also the learnings along the way that you were able to provide, and I'm sure it's the same way for other clients, it allows us to be able to climb the ladder. Because like our story, Daniel, I'm sure this is very typical for other companies as well, or for our other VP clusters, right?
Yeah.
Where from VA and the client will see that, hey, I see potential, I see the professionalism, the work ethic. You promoted me to become a VA manager, right?
Yeah.
And at first I was handling all the tasks, reports, BPO, HR, so everything. I was doing it, and I was happy doing it. And then you yourself would recognize the need that, hey, we need another Julie. So
Yeah.
You hired Joyce.
Yeah.
Right? And then she helped me out, and we were able to get one more family to be able to be part of our group, right? That allowed me to do more.
Yeah.
And then Melly joined us. There's 3 of us. Then I was helping them out. I was the one who's delegating the task or doing the coaching now. And then I think we reached like around 5, 6, our highest VA number or VP number group, right?
Right.
So there's really career advancement. And I remember back then, I was so into this series, Grey's Anatomy, where the doctors are so persistent and so passionate about their work. And I feel that this is my version as a VP, because I am growing more in our company more than the past jobs that I had.
What was that growth like for you? And I'm asking because I think it's a common experience for our virtual professionals. They get in and our clients realize what I realized, which was, oh my God, she's smart, she's motivated, she wants to win. And if I train her and give her the process, I can just get it off my plate and then it's done. Like,
right,
and I can just trust that it's forever done. And what happens is our clients hear that and realize that, and then they start going, oh gosh, I mean, I wonder what else I could get off my plate. And I wonder how many I could hire. And I wonder how this could change my business. And so what's that process like of taking more and more responsibility to the point where you become indispensable for a business? What does that feel, look like, taste like? Man, just what's your experience around that?
It was a gradual growth, Daniel. It's not as if you just dumped everything on me, right? So I felt that there was immense growth. I received the proper training to be able to perform my task effectively. So from day one, I am able to learn a task, perform it, and then as we grow, teach it to others, right? And then when this is free from my plate, I would receive a new task, and then the same cycle
would repeat.
Exactly. And with that, Daniel, it was like one day you'll wake up, then, hey, I was able to do those things, and just be able to look back at, oh, how cool was that? So it was just like so natural. Is what I'm trying to say. It was a natural, progressive journey.
When you think about and I'm just going to stick with the real estate because it's a very simple, and then we're going to dive into MyOutDesk because that's a whole other story.
Okay.
But in the real estate world, how much of the process did you own? What parts couldn't you do versus what you could do?
To be honest, Daniel, I think it's a 50-50%. Like, I will own all the paperwork and I am so happy about it. And then it's a partnership. You go out, hey, Dad, sell us more houses like that. And when I am able to show you the statistics, Daniel, we are still 60% from our goal. I know that it's very helpful for you when you know our current status, right? Yeah. And it's my job to be able to provide you the statistics, the analytics. Hey, Daniel, our price is over what is in the marketplace. So what can we do about it? So it's like a partnership. You see the field. After that, I get all the pictures when we were doing BPOs, and you will send that over to me.
Yeah.
And then I would do my assessment and team that up with what you know from what you see, the people that you talk to. And with that combo, I feel that it was very effective for us because we are able to join forces and just for your end, you enjoy talking to people, you enjoy selling, right?
Right.
And you don't like any of the paperwork. You hate it, and that is my expertise. That is what I love to do. And with that, we are both happy.
So thinking about the mistakes, because there was a lot on my side and on your side, like what's the right way? Because we talked about training, but there's always mistakes, especially when you're growing. And we were a real estate company, you know, we were growing a team, we were growing salespeople, we were growing our listings. And in that growth, sometimes it can be messy. So what did you learn about mistakes? What did you learn about leading others? What did you learn about leading a client when there was a mistake? Like, how did that whole thing work for you?
Well, actually, you modeled this, Daniel. There were some times when I felt that I wasn't able to accomplish what you asked me to do. But with all of the resources that we have right now, like Google, ChatGPT, all of the information are out there.
Yeah.
It's very critical that we make use of them. We have the presence of mind to be able to
figure it out.
Exactly, figure it out. You provide a clear goal. This is where we need to be.
Yeah.
And there are so many directions available to get there, right? And sometimes we will get lost. You provide the compass, the guide. Hey, that's not what I want. And then you explain it further. And then we'll try again, go back to the drawing room, and then just research, find ways, ask. And that is what's so good about our team, is because there's a lot of us. So we would ask one another, I am having a problem with our phone system.
Yeah.
What do you suggest? And another person would have already done it, and they would have the system in place already, the process, and they would share it readily. It's like we have our own community in our world, so we are able to help each other out. For sure, we would be able to find a way as long as we have the heart, the intention to be able to get there.
One of our bigger customer and VP coaching opportunities is like, you have Dr. Google, Professor YouTube, free online university, now ChatGPT. Like, there's so many resources. As long as the client provides a clear end state goal, our people should be able to drive towards that.
Exactly, Daniel. And you know what? Our coaches, I feel that they're also very helpful and effective because, correct me if I'm wrong, Daniel, but from my own experience, maybe 80% is just really morale boost up that's needed, right?
Yeah.
And our team is really doing such a great work about that. And you will hear encouragement from our co-VPs that you can do it. If you know that everyone around you believes that you will be able to do it, then you just
just do it. Yeah. Okay, so where I want to move is right here. Our conferences. There was this hot second between like 2009 and 10 that I realized how big of an opportunity it was to take what we'd recreated in the real estate game and then help others get that. And I think a lot of the reason that happened was because of our relationship. Like, you and I worked together, we did really well together, and I was like, holy crap, if everybody had access to this kind of talent and that partnership where I love selling and you love
paperwork
and administration and reports and, you know, organization, like, I mean, that was I've never been the organized type. I don't even think I had a CRM until you came on board.
Right.
Like, actually, this is a wild story. I was selling people based on my cell phone.
Oh, okay.
And I would put people in a cell phone. And then we hired you, and I was like, oh crap, I have to have a CRM. I got to have a place for Julie to put information and files, and before you, we just weren't organized. I was just a good salesperson, actually. What was that like?
For me, it was heaven because there's so many clutters. And I'll be the one to like do the cleanup, right? So it was like a challenge I got excited about because I know this is something I can do.
Yeah.
It was just such a rush because that is what you are struggling with, but this is what my competencies are, you know?
What were all the things? Like break down everything that you did for me back then.
Number one was the BPO. I will never forget that.
Yep.
After you moved me up to creating reports.
Yep. Like what kind of reports?
Like sales report. Like what did we sell for this week? Then for this month.
Yep.
And then you're the one who provided the direction, the goals. This is how many properties we need to sell at the end of the year. So, and then breaking it down to like per month, per week, so that it will be achievable. And then you started bringing in more agents. Now I am doing a little more complicated spreadsheet. Like there's more columns that we need to put on there. And also I'll take care of the second agent. And then just apply to that person the same things that I was supporting you with.
What about transaction coordination and listing coordination and MLS and answering the phones and CRMs and...
You know what, Daniel? I clearly remember when we were like 6 months into our gig, right? You started to ask me, hey, Julie, why don't you call the bank rep and ask about the properties? Tell them what's available, what's the price that it needs to sell for. And then later on, the Fannie Mae representative that's handling our properties, right? You asked me to also connect with them.
Whoa. So I was having you call institutional real estate sellers and have conversations about getting listings and selling. And that's where when I felt the growth. Hey, this is not just a stagnant job. This job actually allows me to improve myself, because sometimes it feels you would give me tasks that I never had experience about, but it's not something that's gonna be trouble if I fail, but it's a safe ground where I would be able to just improve myself like that. So well, just to be real, I was connecting you with Fannie Mae, which was our largest listing. And if you had failed or pissed them off, it would have been 20 to 30% of our revenue. Like, just to be clear, you may have felt safe, but it was a big deal because, you know, they gave us 100 listings a year, sometimes more. And so it was a big deal, I think.
Okay, now that you tell me that, I'm just so thankful that you are the best middleman. You never made me feel pressured. You just told me straightforward, hey, Julie, call this girl. This is her number. And then this is what you ask from her. This is what we need. And then there. I didn't feel like you have to make it work or else we're in trouble.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, so you handled all of our paperwork, transaction coordination, listing coordination. You were making calls to customers. Was there stuff that you felt like you couldn't do?
At first, it was a daunting idea, right? Really, I would be speaking to a bank rep. Oh.
Yeah.
But as I do it, Daniel, I was just surprised that, hey, this is something that I can do. I'm having fun from doing it.
Yeah.
And like the pest companies or other enlisting agents even.
Yeah.
Doing inquiries on MLS. So yeah.
It wasn't that hard.
No, it was very doable. And I felt like even if I'm in the opposite side of the world,
Yeah.
hey, it feels like I'm really in the same office with you because we have the systems, right?
Sure.
And anything that a normal assistant would be doing side by side with you, I am able to do it too.
Yeah. How did we create that? A lot of our clients struggle. Actually, some of our clients do this perfectly, and then there's other clients that struggle. They struggle to create that connection or that partnership that you spoke about. What's your advice to them?
Just treat us like how you would treat your friend or a family member if that is something possible.
But what about, why can't I just treat you like any other employee?
That's a starter, Daniel.
Okay.
Right? Because we would be as effective, we would be as persistent as any other person can be.
How do you rate yourself as compared to a US based employee? Like, we're in California, many of our clients are on the West Coast or East Coast or in the Sun Belt. And I'm curious, like, how do you see our VPs versus the US employee?
At par, minimum.
At par. And
first, the communication, Daniel. I feel that I am able to communicate perfectly as the next person here in the US.
Okay.
The knowledge, the experience that we have. A lot of us came from call centers, had previous jobs, held prestigious experiences, and we can bring that on the table so that it will serve the purpose of the company, of our client. And on top of that, we care a lot.
More than normal, you care a lot.
Yes.
Why?
The reason behind that, Daniel, is because we are motivated to make it work. First, it's for our family. And what would a person not do to ensure the security of their child, right? Of their mother, of their father. And this job provides that security so that we would be able to take care of them.
Yeah.
Right? And we would go the extra mile just to be able to make sure that when my baby wakes up tomorrow, he'll have milk, he'll have food, he'll have education, he'll be okay.
And so this job is a huge opportunity for people in the Philippines, our virtual professionals.
For sure, Daniel. Same with you. You saw you want other business owners to experience what you experienced, right?
Right.
Making your life easier, being able to have more time.
Yep.
I have my own version of that, and it is, I don't have to commute going to work.
Yep.
That saves me 4 hours on the average per day. And I can do so many things in that 4 hours. I can spend that playing with my kid. I can spend that studying with him. We would be able to visit the zoo or the arcade. The moments that count, I'll be able to do that, right? And I'll be present in their lives because I am at home. Even if I have to hire a nanny so that during my work shift, I'll be able to focus on it and my attention is not divided, right? I won't be like having to huggle so many chores at home and like steal away some company hours. No, it's not like that. Even if I have to hire a nanny to take care of my kids for that time, it's okay because I would get to see like if she's doing anything that should not be happening at home. I am present.
You're there.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's one thing. I am able to see what's happening at home. I can see how my kids are growing up. And that is what I want for my fellow virtual professionals, that they'll have the time, they'll have the freedom, they'll be able to travel together, those things. And also I want them to receive the the comfort that this job provides, because we are a registered company in the Philippines, right?
Yeah.
And just with that, do you still remember that time when we were talking about it? If we'll just go under the radar we'll register?
Yeah.
And then we decided that we should register because we really intend to grow this company.
Yeah. What year was that?
We started talking about it 2011, and then we made it happen the following year.
Okay.
I know because I still have all the registration on file, right?
Yeah.
And I think that was one of our best moves, to go legal and follow all the government rules. We are not doing anything that will cause our company and the lives and families of our VP to be in trouble.
Yeah.
Like, we are very compliant. I think we are the only one who's doing that.
Well, what's interesting about that is I think it protects our clients and our VPs in a way that most people don't understand and don't get. But we have CPAs, lawyers, we file with the government, insurance, like in the country, we can operate there. Why is that even important for our VPs and our customers? Like, why does that even matter?
Can you imagine, like, one day I am able to work, I don't have any worries, but the following day, because we are already so big, the government got data about us, and then they scrutinize our operation.
And shut us down.
We don't have any work anymore. Same thing for our clients. They won't have their VPs to report for them, right?
Yeah.
So it provides us that security that we can continuously offer the services of our VPs. And also the insurance then, I just really have to say this. Our insurance is top class. Why? Because like for myself, this is from my own experience, and I know a lot of VPs are also able to receive this same benefit. Our MaxiCare, our insurance, healthcare, we are able to extend it to our dependents, right? Yeah. So when my son is sick, I don't have to worry where will I get the money.
Yeah.
Or like I can readily bring him to the hospital, to the emergency room, and not worry about a penny of how much it will cost.
Yep.
And more than that, my father, who's already 73 years old, is still covered by MaxiCare. And on the average in the Philippines, people with the age of 65 and below are the only ones covered if it is a corporate account. But because of the relationship that we were able to build with our healthcare partner, they allow us to still sign up our parents to be under the healthcare.
What's wild to me, I know that, and yet we have some VPs and clients who don't value the healthcare. Like, I don't understand that. Can you explain why it's such a big deal for the VPs and for the customers?
Maybe some people are just lucky that they don't get sick, but that doesn't happen to the majority of us.
Right.
Right? And the thing is, we'll really never know what will happen tomorrow. And the only thing that we can do is to be ready for it, right? And this is us preparing our soldier to be ready for the war.
Yeah.
So then imagine, we were hit by COVID, right?
Yeah.
And that was such a devastation for everyone worldwide.
Yep.
But because we are able to set up the proper foundation, if our VP gets sick, I know I heard this story from one of our support members. He got hit really hard with the first variation of the COVID, which was the deadly one.
Yeah.
And our healthcare provider was really able to assist them, to support them, so that they will be free of the financial worry. Imagine for someone to go through the sickness itself, that's already such a big hit for anyone, right? What more if you add financial to that, right? And
Yeah.
that is what we are able to help our VPs with. Take out the financial side. Don't worry about it. Just make sure that you keep on prioritizing your health, because if you are healthy, then you'll be able to take care of your family, your loved ones, and you'll be able to do your work.
Yeah. One thing that is interesting is that we do a lot of really cool things in the Philippines. Boys Town, lots of charity work, lots of adding value to the community there. Talk about that. You've been involved from the beginning. So what's that look like?
We are such a very well-rounded company, and I'm so proud of us. Our mod movement, Dan, it has touched a lot of people who needs the most help. I am a personal witness to that. Just last year, we are active in Boys Town, right? In the Philippines, there are several Boys Town centers around the country.
Yeah.
And we went south of the Philippines in Mindanao, Davao. There are these children who, they're not orphans, but their parents really cannot support them. They would be drug addicts, or they just don't have the means. They don't have the opportunities. So this foundation would be the one to provide the kids with a boarding house.
Yep.
And that includes education.
Yep.
And I got to talk to one of the headmistress there, and I asked her, what are the needs of the boys here? Because boys are really very close to my heart. I have 3 of them, right?
Yeah.
And she shared that per day, their allowance for their meal is only 30 pesos.
Yeah.
If you convert that to dollar, then, you know,
75 cents, 60 cents, something like that.
imagine what nutrients can you receive from 75 cents?
Yeah.
And it was a surprise for them that our company donated. And they are able to use it for their daily meals to provide the boys with the
Protein.
protein, carbs. If you can only see the happiness, the glow on their faces, that's Christmas, Daniel. And us being the conduit to that, for them to have better food on the table. And I'm just so thankful that there's that our company, we are just not after the profit, but we want to pay it forward. We take on the responsibility of helping other people, and we are just not after what's good for us, but we are how can we serve type of people.
We've gotten our clients involved in giving. We've gotten our VPs involved in donating their time and energy, and we're helping people. Okay, so you helped us build the real estate company, and then at some point, MyOutDesk became such a thing that we had to focus on that. And you kind of served in 2 camps, like helped me grow my personal business, and then we focused on MyOutDesk at some point. What was that transition like, and what are all the roles, and how did you grow in that? I'm curious about that journey for you, so people can hear about the early days of Mod.
I would say bittersweet, because I love what I was doing. I love our family. When I was working only for you, we already have our rhythm. We have a good dynamics, right? With our team. And now that you recognize what the need is, you have forecasted the future. So you slowly transitioned me to handle the interviews of new VAs, or of new VPs, knowing what worked for me. So we were able to identify like what are the characteristics, the values of a person that would be a good fit for our company.
Yeah, that was back when we talked on like the match. The Mod match, right? So we'd find good clients in the US, great talent in the Philippines, VPs, and then we'd put them together and match them, and then we'd invite them into our nonprofit to hopefully impact the world, make positive impact. And you were part of that transition. What was that Like, I want to hear more.
There. So after I am able to like do the interviews with so many applicants, right, and see who would be a good fit for our business, and like know that they will be effective,
Yeah.
right, for the job there. And then after that, I transitioned to HR. Since it's connected with the application,
Yep.
it's the next step for our VPs.
Yep.
So I would be guiding them and coaching them.
Sure.
And then after that, the need was different. It's going to be operation. Now these applicants are already trained. They have all of their HR things in place. They are assigned already with a client.
Yep.
So what's their need? I would be coaching them about the culture, how it was in Ramsey Real Estate, share it with them, tell them what worked, what did not. But of course, it's also their own journey, right? I can share all the experiences that I had. And then they would be the ones to filter what can apply to my client, what not.
We started, maybe there was 2030, 2010, and then at some point we got to 500. That was a huge milestone for us because it was like, I don't know, it was wild. What was that like for you?
That was 2014 then when we had the Mods B Christmas party, and we were able to gather 400 VPs and their family in one big ballroom. What was it like for me?
Yeah.
Grateful. So grateful, because I know that means there would be 400 families who would have the same way of life that we have, in terms of having the opportunity to take care of their family members, in terms of having the opportunity to work with someone who also care for them, and not only see them as a robot, a computer. So I'm so grateful.
That's cool. What's it been like as we've transitioned to 1,000, 2,000? Our last conference, I mean, what was walking into that room at our last conference? What was that like for you?
Miraculous, even more grateful, because I really felt that it's our intention, Daniel. It is where God wants us to be in, to be able to bring more family together. And what's amazing about that, Daniel, is our idea, the seed that we planted, it really can grow acres of farm. It is, regardless of how many we are, we will still be able to apply that synergy, the dynamics, the work model, the model that we have created, to all of the clients with the VP, right?
Yeah.
And they would be able to have the same experience. It doesn't matter if we are just 30 or we grow up to 10,000, because it's a personal relationship between the client and their VPs.
Why do you think that works? I mean, most companies fail to scale. And here we are, started at 30, we're well over 2,000 now, we're going to 5,000, you just said 10,000. Like, why do you think our culture has been, like, from your perspective, why do you think it's worked as we've grown the company?
Because we have the right intention, Daniel. And then
what is the intention?
To make lives better. Not only from your end of the world, but also to mine, right? There's equality, there's dynamics, there's synergy, right? And regardless of how many accounts we will be able to grow, right? It still apply. Family table connects all the people, right? Healthy soil.
Wait. Family table, what does that mean? You got to explain it for the audience. You've been here, 16, 17 years. They're brand new. So what does it mean to have a family table?
You know how if it is your own child, you are more patient, You are more loving. You are more persistent, understanding. It's that family table. You extend that to my family. You're my client before, right? Until now, I'm sorry. But I was thinking of the Ramsey real estate days. And then you treated me like I was your own blood. You treated me as a person. You respected me.
And what does that do for you? That means that you did what for the business?
And with that, Daniel, I give it back. I love you back. I served the company. So with that relationship, it's a give and take, right? It's not just you taking everything, leaving me exhausted. Nothing would be left for myself, that I won't be able to spend time anymore with my children. There, that's family table. Us making sure that we get to connect with each other. Like a day, a week will not pass wherein we are not talking, checking up on each other, making sure that everything is okay. Both our needs are asked and met, right? Next, healthy soil. Just like what I've said earlier, Daniel, there's growth. I'm not like a seed thrown into a rock that will just wilt and die. Even if it rains, even if there are opportunities around me, I will not grow. It's not that. With MyOutDesk, we cultivate, we provide the nutrients, and when the VP, like, it gives them a stage to shine, you know? So the opportunity is there in this company, for sure. And servant's heart. You have to know how Filipinos are. Like, even if we don't have anything anymore, we still want to give, we still want to welcome and share. So each VP is like that. We want to be able to serve and share what we have. And the more that, you know, a person has, the more that they can share.
What's this idea of indispensability? What does that mean for you?
That's an important word. It's a big word for us virtual professionals, right? Because from day one of training, that is everybody's goal, to be indispensable, to be important enough that if things are not going well, we are unable to continue with the journey anymore. So we make sure that we are able to adapt with the client's need and foresee what's going to be happening tomorrow, in the next month.
Why is that important for our clients? Like, why does that matter for them? And maybe you can answer it, like why it mattered for me back in the day.
Of course, Daniel, everyone needs someone to depend on, right? Not only VPs are getting sick, but it's also the same thing for their counterpart. There would be those days when you cannot just get up. There would be those days that you just need to do something aside from your work, right? There would be those days when you have to take a pause and take care of yourself, right? And when those days come, because we are indispensable, we will be able to take the slack and still continue. There's continuity in our work, in the business. So that's why it's important that we make ourselves indispensable so that we are able to fulfill our purpose for the company.
What does that look like? If you were to describe it to a new VP, somebody who just signed up yesterday, got placed with a client, and you were telling them, how do you become indispensable for a customer? What's the roadmap? How do you do it?
First step, just be present, show up every day, regardless of what's happening around you, as long as you are healthy. Show up. Care. Show care for yourself and be effective in your job. Next is make sure that you grow yourself, that you find opportunities for yourself. You would be given a plate, but it's on you if you will add a cup, you will add a glass to your placemat so that you will be able to grow and be better.
This is the hardest thing to depart to all of our people. Like this concept of like you'll start with a job description, and then if you don't find more, it's likely that you get axed. And you've experienced this because I keep dropping stuff on you. Like, hey, like even this video, you weren't ready for this.
So true.
Yeah, you're not going to do this. How do you help not only our customers but our VPs understand the duty here, the requirement? Because indispensability is the highest bar. Like it's like I can't run my business without Julie. Like that's a level that not a lot of people attain, and that's why it's our mission. That's why it's there. That's why it exists. But most people don't understand it. Our clients sometimes don't. Our VPs sometimes don't. How would you articulate it so they get the roadmap?
Just spend some time talking to that person. It applies to anyone, right? Do your job well, love your job. When you are at that point where you are an expert, even if your eyes are closed with your task, you still can do it. That's the time when you should look for more things to do, right? And then just have the heart to always be able to continue in that growth path, because life will not stop once you have already perfected the BPO. No, that's just like the first step. You have to keep on moving forward.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you will just get bumped off the bus and you will stop with your journey. So never be complacent, because the things around you, the world, is not going to be kind. They will not spoon feed you. You really have to make the first step so that you would continue to grow. You would continue to be able to take care of your family. And when that time comes, when we are old, there's a time for that. Then that's when you can rest. But still, even then, you might already have that discipline to continue growing yourself, and you wouldn't want to stop. It's okay. When you're dead, we can rest, right?
It's discipline to not be satisfied, but desire more. And it's the healthy kind of ambition. That's what it is. How do you keep your mind right, your health right, your family right, so you can show up at a high level? And we're addressing, our VP population now. How do you just show up every day? How do you do that consistently over the long term?
First, you have to take care of yourself. Sleep right. Do the regular 7 to 8 hours of uninterrupted sleep.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what time of the day. You have control over your schedule. It can be right before your shift or right after your shift. Make sure that you have that 7 to 8 hours sleep. You are eating properly. You have the proteins, the vegetables, fruits, right? You are hydrating yourself. You are exercising. And there will still be a lot of time left for you to have that bonding with your family. Make sure that you also include that to your time.
Yeah. So what does it take to be a successful virtual professional at MyOutDesk?
We are provided with all the tools that we will need so that we'll be able to do our job effectively. We have the community. We have the right equipment. Even if there are some equipment missing, we have the resources to be able to get those new equipment, may it be like a VoIP phone or a headset, standing table, monitors, whatever they need. We have access so that the VP would have that and they'll be able to implement their roles effectively, right? And there are also the internet connections in the Philippines. It's a growing industry. We are able to provide like an uninterrupted 8-hour shift. For myself, at home, we have 2 internet providers and both of them are hardwire cables, right? The infrastructure is available. It will be able to support the virtual professional. Because I remember before when we were starting, sometimes the internet will just go out, but it has progressed.
Right.
With us. So thankful for that. The computers, there are a lot of models available in the Philippines that would be able to meet whatever the specs the client needs.
Yep.
And the personal growth, that's also available for a virtual professional. Before, you have to pay a lot of money to be able to attend a seminar, right? But now everything is in YouTube, in Google. You just really have to look for it,
Yeah.
and have the mindset. And that's what's so great about our company, is that we have that culture. We encourage everyone to always improve. You are a very good speaker, Daniel. So just with you alone, we are already able to get a lot of nuggets of wisdom, right? So that our lives can be better.
What about for the client? If you think through, like, what does a client need to do in order to win with a virtual assistant here?
Just focus on your sales. And with the partners that they are building with our virtual professionals, the team cannot fail. We have come up with a fail-safe process so that it will work. So just keep on selling, live properly, take care of yourself, your family, be healthy, so that you can continue selling those properties, looking for properties to sell, or even if it's in a different industry, because there's different components like in a business. So just make sure that you are as happy, as aspiring, as motivated as your virtual professional, because we can match up and we will meet each other halfway and we will have a successful team.
What about the first 90 days? Like, what does the client have to focus on to make that right in a virtual assistant world?
Preparation, Daniel. You must have your company portfolio ready. What's your company goal? What's the purpose of your product? Right? Have that ready so that you can share it with your virtual professional and both of you won't be running loose, right? And then after that, have the systems prepared.
Like what?
CRM for starters.
Yep.
Phone. I feel that that's very critical too in any business operation.
Yep.
Right? And training, Daniel. Show us how you want it done.
Why can't I just tell you? Why do I have to show you?
I can do it in a different way, right? And that might not be the way that you want things to happen. Maybe later on, once we know each other, then I can share with you how I feel that things can go better.
Yep.
But when you are starting, you'll know best because it's your business, right?
Yeah.
And you already know what works and what not, right? Share that with your VP so that your VP can help you with it. They can replicate successful processes that you have already put in place.
How often do we have to talk? Like, I'm brand new, I'm a virtual assistant, you're my client. Like, how often do we need to communicate in the beginning?
Daily, Daniel. Have that start of day meeting. Remember our morning huddles?
Yeah.
First, of course, you'll tell me what are the tasks that I need to accomplish. And then once we get the hang of it, maybe 2-3 weeks down, I'd be the one doing the presentation. Hey, this is what I have on my plate. Is there anything else that you want to add? Something like that.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, so a new client signs up. What advice would you give them to get started? Like maybe they're nervous or not ready or wondering, will this work for me? What advice would you give them?
First, be open-minded because this is going to be something new, right? You have not tried it before. Give the model a chance. You will be speaking with so many people, or we have sales professional who would be walking you through it. So I ask that just be open-minded and know that this model works. It has been tried and tested by more than 2,000 clients already. Yeah. And give it a chance. Give it all of your best because that is also what you're gonna be receiving from the other end. Prepare for onboarding. Yep. This is gonna be like how you onboard your other employees. It's nothing different. You'll be doing training with them. You will be interacting with them, although it's not face-to-face, but it's almost the same, if not even better.
Yep. And what advice would you give a virtual professional considering MyOutDesk? Because now there's alternatives. When we started 15 years ago, there was not. There were scams, and then there was MyOutDesk, right? Mm-hmm. So today, why would a virtual professional want to choose MyOutDesk?
Because this is a life-lasting gig. Yeah. We are legal. Mm-hmm. We have benefits. Mm-hmm. You'll get paid time offs. You'll get healthcare. Yeah. You'll get support and training. Mm-hmm. If you need help, we have a community. We have coaches who will be helping you. Yeah. We have a billing team. Regardless if the client pays or not, you will have the assurance that you will get a pay on the 5th and 20th of every month. It will be consistent. Yeah. And the rate right now of US to peso, it's really good.
So this has been amazing, and I really appreciate you. You traveled all the way from the Philippines to Sacramento to be here today. It's really been amazing, and it's cool to hear our story from your perspective. It's really cool. But as we wrap this up, I want to go through some rapid questions, which is super fun. The first question is just help me understand the top 5 tasks that a company can hire a virtual professional to do. And let's get into the nitty gritty, the specifics of the things that all of our people, because we have thousands of them, can do really, really well.
Number 1, initial contact with the customer.
Oh my goodness, that's so huge. Okay, so answering the phones, talking to clients, talking about your product and service, setting up a sales conversation, huge for a business.
Totally, Daniel. I super agree with that. And it works, right?
Yep.
And then after that, when the client or when the prospect is onboarded, the service continues. We take care of the emails, the after sales, right?
So all of the customer service stuff. Mm-hmm. So a customer's in the system or product of your business, and now they have questions, they want to onboard, they need to get the service for your business.
Exactly. And also, Daniel, we do social media.
Okay.
Do you know that Philippines is the number 1 user of Facebook? So anybody you hire, they would know how to handle a Facebook account, and that is very critical for a business.
Okay, so marketing. So like a marketing coordinator and a design coordinator, somebody to do your graphics and get your information out there and do all your social media. Got it.
Exactly.
What else?
And my favorite, Daniel, is being an executive assistant. I took care of your flights, your emails, even your text messages.
Yeah.
So all personal. It stays confidential between you and me as your virtual professional. Your credit cards even, you entrusted that with me. So there.
Okay, so you were basically my assistant from the Philippines.
Exactly.
Okay.
Number 4, Daniel, all the administrative work. We love that. We love all the paperwork. So creating reports, market research, finding out what is on trend, those kind of things.
Mm-hmm. All the project management, paperwork, administrative tasks.
Totally, Daniel. That's in the bag for us VPs.
Okay.
Number 5, Daniel, we do phone support. You don't have to worry about taking calls from
vendors or
Exactly. That you can make better use of your time. We'll take those phone calls. We will take those questions, inquiries from your customers, and we are the call center capital of the world, for Pete's sake, right? So we will be able to really do the taking care via phone call for your customer.
So this is like customer service and like a director of traffic and a phone receptionist.
Exactly.
Julie, thank you so much for your time today.
Then before we end this, why do businesses choose MyOutDesk?
That's an amazing question. And Julie, the answer is simple. It's our talent. Our virtual professionals just simply are better. You're better. They're better. Our clients come in and are consistently surprised by the level of our talent. And much of our business is from referral and repeat customers. And I'm just so honored to be here with you. And thank you for all your hard work and just your time today on video.